Hey guys, it's Dan here from Flat Cat Barbecue, and I'm going to show you how to light your kamado. You can use this method with any brand. So this is a kamado Firehawk. Like all kamados, you've got primary air down the bottom and you've got your secondary air at the top. When you're lighting it, you want to make sure you have both of these fully opened. We then make sure that we've got our fuel source fully loaded in there. I haven't gone with too much in there, and we're going to be lighting this one for a low and slow cook. Fire lighters are your friend. I'll be using these natural ones because they smell less than the chemical ones. When I'm lighting for, kamado for a low and slow cook, I like to get my fire starters in one spot on one side, with the idea being when it ignites it will be over here, and as the cook progresses it will come across. We're going to remember that too when we put our smoking wood in later. Okay, so you've got to light up those fire lighters. I'll be using this blowtorch style one. You can use any sort of long match or lighter to do this. There we go. I'm going to let them catch a light properly before I start putting a bit more coal around them to ignite. Okay, so that's burning nicely now. So just going to get a couple of smaller chunks like this, put them around there, build a little tent there, just so they can catch on a bit easier. Just make sure we've got like a nice flat layer of coals there. Now I'm going to leave this open until those fire lighters go out and the coals are glowing. All right, so you can see that we've got some embers going there. I've just got my fire poker here. You can see there's some nice embers going. What I'm going to do now is load all of the deflector plates and grates in now, and we'll start trying to get the kamado hot. This kamado is a divide and conquer system, so the deflector plates and grills are both two pieces. So these deflector plates sit on here like that. The idea of these is that the heat from underneath doesn't just come straight up through the kamado. It hits these and then convects around, giving you some more heat control, so the kamado doesn't get as hot as when you've got direct heat from the coals straight onto your meat that you're cooking. I'm not going to put my other deflector plate on this side yet, but I am going to put the other one in so that it's getting a bit warm as well as we start lighting up the kamado. With this kamado, we've got two heights you can put your grates in at. You've got this lower one down here, which we won't be using for our low and slow cook. We'll be using the upper one here. So obviously, because it's a bit higher up, it's less hot. Once again, I'm just going to put my other rack in on the side. I'm going to leave this open because we haven't put our smoking wood in yet. Now that those coals are lit and going, I'm going to close the lid, remembering that we had our primary air all the way open and our secondary air is all the way open as well. We're going to let this heat up to get to around that 100 degrees Celsius, around 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we will add our smoking wood and get it ready for cooking. Okay, it's getting there now. Just got to remember that this temperature will change once we put the deflector plates over properly. So you can see we've still got our embers going there, and I have here my smoking wood. I'm going to use the Heat Beats Cherry. You can see these are nice big chunks. This is what gives you the smoke flavor. Now I'm going to drop one straight on there, and now I'm going to add another one a bit further into the kamado and another one on this side, where those two that I've just added will not burn for a little while. This one here is going to give me my smoke flavor straight away. I'm also going to bring my deflector plate around now that I've got my wood in. So that is now set up correctly. So deflector plates on both sides. And I'm going to spin that around on the top level. You'll notice I'm wearing a heat glove. You want to get a good pair of barbecue gloves if you're going to work a kamado, because sometimes you've got to get a little bit down and dirty like that. So we've got that all in now, ready to smoke. I'm going to shut that up. I'm keeping the air vents open until I get this now to my desired temperature, which will be 100 degrees Celsius and about 200 degrees Fahrenheit, ready for that low and slow. Okay, our smoker is now getting very close to the 100 degrees temperature. We've got it wide open at the moment. Now these kamados can get up to 450 degrees Celsius when these are fully open. So obviously we don't want this to be fully open for a low and slow cook. I'm going to open this, I'll close this so that it's about 5 millimeters open. Now this primary air control does the biggest effect on your temperature. If you have this open a little bit more, it can change your cook by about 30-40 degrees Celsius. So obviously that has a big effect, and I know from experience just that small crack there will be perfect for low and slow. At the top here, this still affects the temperature as well, but we're going to have that just set to 1, and we'll check back in a sec. All right, so we've got that rolling blue smoke there. You can see it's not just billowing out clouds of white incomplete smoke. This is perfectly purring along because we've had that coal lit properly, and then we drop that first chunk onto the coals, so that's doing all the work at the moment. The coals, when they burn, will spread to those other wood chunks and keep giving that wood flavor throughout our cook. If we look inside, you can see how much smoke is actually going on inside the chamber. Now when your food's in there, it's just going to absolutely coat it and get that beautiful smoke flavor all over it. So that's nearly up to temperature now, so we can go ahead and add our meat. Thanks for watching, guys. That's how you light your kamado. Remember to like and subscribe for more barbecue content. Thanks.